Hey everybody, it's Liz out at Northern Bell Farms. We're in zone 8B, basically 9. We've been planting some of our cold weather crops over in the garden this week. Been really busy trying to get stuff in the ground. We're having hopefully a false spring. It is March 1st today, and it's been 80 degrees for the past couple days. So I'm really hoping that it goes back down to, normal 60, 70 degrees so that the lettuce doesn't bolt. Our tatso's already started to bolt. Some things we're going to let go to seed that have already started. So we're just going to let them go. We've got some pretty daffodils in the garden. I'll show you pictures. And we'll have to do a walkthrough sometime soon, probably Thursday or Friday, so that's probably when I'll end up putting this whole video out, is probably on the 4th or so. I just wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see it, but the Carolina Jasmine is that yellow back there, and this is a Loropetalum, I think is how you say it. It's got this really pretty dark blue purpley foliage. And then the flowers on it are like hot pink. It's got these hot pink wispy flowers, and they just are all over the whole bush. So it looks really pretty against, those are our signs of spring, is when the Loropetalum starts to you see more wispy flowers than leaves on it. The Carolina Jasmine, the bees have been all over it, they're loving it. It's one of the first flowers to come out in spring, and I just think it's really pretty with these pink wispies against the yellow. Our azaleas are going to be ready. They're probably going to bloom in April, is usually when they bloom, around Easter. And then the magnolias. I have a bunch of trees over my sale area, but they're in the greenhouse right now because I've been afraid that this is a false spring and that we're going to get another frost, because we usually do around St. Patrick's Day, which is in 2 weeks. So, but we have daffodils coming up in the flower apothecary garden, so spring is on its way, people. And my northern friends, just hold on a little bit longer. It's coming, I promise. You'll see it too in your yards. Give it a couple more months, or just say weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and you should see that snow starting to melt and flowers popping through, and you'll have little pretty flowers too. I hate these gumballs. These spiky balls, ow, are from sweet gum trees, so they call them gumballs. But they litter the yard. It is the worst tree ever, and they hurt when you step on them barefoot. But we have this red canna leaves that are coming up, and this variegated canna leaf which is coming up. So the cannas will be coming up soon. All their little sprouts are poking through. I have to finish cutting up all the dead stuff and pulling it out. I have to rake up all the stinking gumballs in here. And then I have to take care of the perennial garden which lines the walkway. I still haven't got to the trellis over there. I'm going to plant a bunch of plants, flowers, down this way next to the fruit tree and the elderberry bushes. Here's a sneak peek at the garden. We'll be doing a walkthrough in a little bit. And there's all the tatso. That's bolting because it just got too hot this week. Actually, it was only 2 or 3 days that it was 75, 80 degrees, and that was enough to warm up the soil enough to send it up. But all of the lettuce is still okay at the moment, so hopefully that'll stay good because I'm still planting lettuce. I'm going ahead, and today I'm planting some trays. I have some pansies. I am putting my garden treasures that people gave me last year and earlier this year, or end of last year, in. I have that pretty glass orb that one of my customers gave me. It's just sitting on a bucket right now until I can get a metal stand to hold it. I did ask my dad to build me something last year, but he's been busy building their house up in Tennessee and whatnot, so I'm sure he has enough on his plate. But I thought it would have been really cool to have him build something to hold that. But I just put it on a pot for right now. And then another one of my customers gave me these tendrily things, and I want to find more of them because I'm sure that I could use them for lots of things this year. But I put them to, basically they're marking wherever my nasturtiums are coming up. I'm pretty sure that these flowers are these flowers, which I'm sure is like some kind of Queen Anne's lace family flower. A lot of the daffodils are coming up. I have all my chamomile doing great. I gotta plant some more chamomile right here to fill it in. I've been putting away the frost covers. When it was rainy, we had wind, which peeled off a lot of the landscaping fabric, so that usually helps with weed control. So now we're gonna have our spring crop is gonna be, it's just gonna be weeds. I can't keep up with it. I'm too busy. Not gonna happen. So all our daffodils are coming up, the magnolias blossoming, all of our spring flowers are popping up. It's a pretty magnolia. This is the Alexandria bush. I have other magnolia trees, a saucer and a white star one for sale that are starting to bloom in the greenhouse, but I bought them last year, so the tags are washing off. Our hydrangeas are popping up here with their little buds. The mint is coming on again. I have mint in that bucket, and then there's mint all over here. It dies pretty bad in the summer, like shrivels down to nothing, but the roots stay alive since I keep watering it. And now the mint is all right here. It'll probably be here till about mid-June, and then it'll probably start to die back and really struggle. And we won't see it again until spring next time. But I did throw a bunch of nasturtiums, and I'm super excited that they're coming up. We have some lilies coming up. My herbs back here are doing great. Today I brought in some bronze fennel, chamomile, dill. And that's what I'm going to plant back here. There's a little bit of sage left. The roses, I think I'm going to trim them back in half so they can bush out a little bit more. I don't think that I kept this lemongrass here because I thought maybe it will still. A lot of grasses, if they're dead like this, you can just chop them right back to the ground and take off all the dead. I'm not pulling, I'm just like brushing hair. A lot of times when you have grasses, any kind of grasses, when they die back like this, they're not dead, so don't give up on them. Their roots are still alive, like a lot of plants we've had a stibble or something like that. Here it is. Alstromeria. This one says summer breeze, so it's probably a yellow one. But this Alstromeria we also had in the spring, and it looks healthy and nice, because now's its season, so it's crisp and nice and it likes the cold. As soon as it starts to get hot, May and June, that's going to start to wilt and it's going to want to die. And it did last year. I thought they were gone for good. Nothing. They died right back to the roots. And then it got cold and started raining, and here they are. They're popping up and growing. So the plants, if they can establish themselves good enough in the cold, they can make it until the heat really sets in, and then they'll stay. Same with these grasses. It's the opposite. They can make it in the heat until the cold really sets in, and then it kills all the foliage, but the roots are still alive underneath there. So what you want to do is you want to have clippers or scissors, sharp scissors, or I'm just acting like I'm brushing hair and pulling off anything loose, gently without pulling at the roots. Throwing it in that pile. But once I chop this all back, there should be some green sprouts like this coming up. There's one here, there's one on this one. So I'm gonna have to cut this back and maybe it will make it after all. This is my lemongrass, and I don't have any more lemongrass seeds this year, so I'm hoping that comes back. I also have, what do we got over here? This is my lemon balm. Again, a lot of it died. We'll just break off these sticks part, and it's coming back because the roots are still alive. So don't always give up on plants when you see that they've died back and there's nothing left. Because the roots a lot of times are alive. It's just the conditions are either too hot or too cold for it. But if you've established it in the right weather and got it, you know, treat it good, keep it watered in the area. Don't leave it not watered if you think it's dead. Then it's gonna die. But if you keep watering it and caring for that spot where you know it's planted, it'll more than likely come back, and a lot of times. We have this oregano that's creeping along on the ground. Look at this weed. I wonder what it is. That's a pretty hefty dandelion looking weed. Oregano. This always comes back. This is a pinkish purple tropical plant. Looks like the thyme is mostly gone, but we'll leave it and see. Rosemary's okay. Lemon balm's coming back. I may plant some more lemon balm though and get another one going. And then the rose bushes are all fine. And over here was parsley and cilantro, which I have more to plant in the greenhouse. There's even a fennel over there from last year coming back. So, and this I'm leaving because y'all know what this looks like. This looks like an elderberry. So I've been leaving it to see because I have elderberries that I have planted in the row over there that I purposefully planted, and this was in the garden when I established this garden, and I left it because I swear this looks like an elderberry. I also last year had cut this purple leaf tropical or pink leaf tropical plant, and I threw these down. Yep, and then last year I noticed when I went to pick them up, it had roots. See, and it has a sprout coming out the top too. So I laid the sticks back down next to it here, and I figured that's how this plant propagates itself, is the sticks break off, you know, in the wild, they'll break off and fall to the ground, and then the plant will set roots, and that's how it propagates itself. So, if that works, I will now know how to make more of these plants, which is pretty cool. But I'm going to let you guys go. I have all these herbs to plant. We have pincushion flowers coming up. I'll have to find some of that stinkhorn. We have a mushroom down here called stinkhorn. It comes up in like a little egg, and then it comes out like an alien. Here's two of them in the smaller stage. But this is called stinkhorn. And from what I have read, I'm pretty sure, if I'm recalling it right, they are edible, but nobody eats them because they smell like rotting flesh, and they're called stinkhorn. So there's that, if you didn't know. So I'm going to plant my herbs. I got these. I ordered them from Walmart because I had some last year that I bought from Walmart, and they all did really well. Freesia. Pretty sure, probably saying that wrong, but I love them. I ended up putting them in lots of bouquets, and so I ordered 3, 6, are there 30 in a pack? I think I ordered like 120 more. Yeah, 30. Yeah, 120 more bulbs. I'd like to get another 120. They are gorgeous looking. They smell good. They last a week. They come in all different colors. There's pink, there's white, there's orange, there's yellow, there's red. They mix good in the bouquets. Definitely one for the cut flower garden. When we start getting blooms and stuff in here, we'll go over that if you want to have a cut flower garden. Great flowers to grow in springtime and what you should grow in summer. We'll be doing that this year. We'll be doing the trellis stuff. I hope to get some more morning glories going. I should have them going now, but every time I go on to Baker's Creek to order seeds, I'm like a fiend, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna get a couple, and then I go and the cart says $200, and I'm like, no, you said you were just gonna get a couple, you know, like $30-40 so you could order now. And then I try to figure out what I'm taking out, and I can't do it. So, but you know, I could have this stuff if I just waited and got like $30 a week worth of seeds. I could have all this stuff instead of being like, oh, I'm just not gonna order it until I have the money for it. So I should really go on and take it out and figure out what I'm doing here with my life. So, but I'm gonna let you go. Me and Valerie are gonna get to planting. Odin will be awake soon, so we'll have to go inside and have lunch. So let me get done what I can get done now, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Here's some babies. Hi, baby bunnies. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hi, cutie patootie. Good job, mama.